This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead. Look at my hair. Uh, Everybody's been asking about Periwinkle. Either it was a false alarm or she's just not ready. She's in a she's like a princess in a parlor in her pen with her heat lamp, and she's happy. I go out, I check on her. Howie checks on her first thing in the morning. I check on her when I leave to take Briar to work, and I check on her when I get home, and Howie checks on her when he gets home. So she gets checked 4 times a day, and I think she's enjoying the attention because she's been, like wanting kisses. So she's a real sweetheart. I mean, real sweetheart. But, we don't know what's going on. There was, in that other video, somebody pointed out that the baby went in her belly, and I'm going to show you that in a second here. So I don't know if there's two and she's just not ready, but it seems all the signs point to that she should have those babies any minute. So I have no idea what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for all the kind comments on my Ignorance is Not Bliss video. That is just kind of encapsulates how I feel on a daily basis. I hate commercials. I mean, we watch TV sometimes in the evenings if I'm not working. And commercials are so misleading. It's not funny. Okay? And people believe them, and it's really sad. Like, you look at this, for instance, Crest White Strips, okay? The two women are sitting there, and one's deleting her photos, and she says, because of all this going on with the yellow teeth. Her teeth aren't yellow to start with. And she says, well, why don't you use a whitening toothpaste? And she says, I'm afraid it'll hurt my teeth. And the other woman says, excuse me, I got the hiccups. The other woman says, well, try Crest White Strips and blah, 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 blah. Okay, she just said she's afraid that whitening toothpaste will hurt her teeth. So Crest White Strips that works 10 times faster isn't going to hurt her teeth. They make it sound like, oh, you don't have to use, if you're concerned about the whitening toothpaste hurting your teeth, try the Crest White Strips. Excuse me? This is, I urge you folks, if anybody has not seen the movie Idiocracy, please, please, please watch it. It's really stupid, it's really funny, but it's scary because this is where we're headed. This is where we're headed. To a society so blind to reality that it's killing itself. It's destroying itself. Today's Friday. Nan's coming up today. She should be here soon. And she's had an operation on her knee. She had a partial knee replacement. I don't know what that means. Every time I ask her what exactly was the problem, she just says she needed a partial knee replacement. So she obviously couldn't tell me what they were doing. But she's coming up, and if she can't do the stairs, then she can sleep in my chair, which actually reclines full out almost to a bed. And it's automatic, so that's cool. I started my seeds. I'll show you them in a couple of days. What I find really laughable is that, oh God, I carefully, like honestly did not know, you learn something new every day. I honestly did not know that there were different brands of tomatoes, that some would ripen earlier than others. I thought, even though there's all different kinds of tomatoes, I thought all tomatoes growing were created equal. Well, I guess they're not. So I bought myself some Alaskan tomatoes that ripen early, and I have my fingers crossed. But I put it in one of those seed trays with the 32 individual peat pots that are in them, and I carefully planted all these seeds that I had bought, and a couple of cells of Roma seeds, and I watered them, and I was going to put them in my little reflective greenhouse thing, and I dropped it on the floor. upside down. Oh my God, I was so upset. And what a mess. So what I did is I took all the seed cells out because there's obviously, I'm not going to know what seed is where. And I just took all the seed cells out and I put all the dirt back in the tray and watered it, and my fingers are crossed. I'm not going to know which tomatoes are which, if they even come up. But it's only an inch deep or an inch and a half deep, so I'm really, really hoping that some will come up. So I planted, I'll do an update when they start growing. I planted another tray with some purple Cherokee tomatoes and 2 kinds of sweet pepper, and I think a hot pepper. I found the seeds in my cupboard, and I chewed on one of the seeds, and I knew it was hot, so it must be a hot pepper. So I planted those. I've planted my Brussels sprouts. I keep wanting to call them asparagus. My Brussels sprouts and cabbages, and I think that's what I've got started. But anyway, the cabbage seeds, as you all know, I did not plant a garden last year because we were renovating. And I got these from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. I don't know how long ago. But I'm going to say, it doesn't say when these were rated for when to plant them. But I'll tell you something. These are called Dutch Cabbage Premium Dutch Flat, or Flat Dutch Cabbage. These seeds are a minimum 5 years old, and I just plant what I need in. I start them indoors, and then I just roll this up and tape it. These seeds have already come up. Yeah. So don't let them, don't necessarily, the only reason they put like a best before date on seeds is so that, you can't ream them if they don't grow after a couple of years. But folks, don't throw out the rest of the package of your seeds, because guess what? I got an itchy nose. I'm going to kiss a fool. Howie's on his way home. Anyway, don't throw out your extra seeds. Like, use what you need out of the package and then tape it shut and put it back, because you never know. You never know how long those seeds are going to last. They put them in vaults for hundreds of years, so why can't we, right? I also wanted to let people know that I have a couple of other channels, and several people have come to me and said, oh, I think your troll's back, because they've put a channel out in your name. No, honey, that's my channel. It's a channel where right now I'm chapter reading all the Little House on the Prairie books, and it's an audio. It's audio reading, so you can actually put the playlist on while you're knitting or cleaning or whatever, or even if you're working with homeschooling kids, they can read along with it. So that's the Beverly Wolfe channel, and I'll put a link to that below the show more info box here. And there's also my Cooking with Cannabis channel. It's just started. It has just started. I only have 5 videos. But I'm aiming at, because I'm a legal medical marijuana user, and Howie was my designated grower. He grows my medical marijuana for me. And although as soon as he got that license, the courts ruled that that people could no longer grow for themselves, that they had to buy from a government authorized dispensary. But because Howie got in under the wire, there was a shield put up until it was taken to the Supreme Court. And the day before yesterday, it was handed down that he is allowed to grow my medical marijuana. So, and that the government has 6 months to change the rules back, or to include that clause. So I have a channel called Cooking with Cannabis, And it's slow to start because, well, I can't just keep cooking all this stuff or all the, all the time, because when I cook a batch, it lasts me a long time. However, I'm going to be doing a lot more than just cooking. I'm going to help try and educate people on the different kinds and the different strains of medical marijuana, the uses for the medicinal uses for hemp and hemp oil and hemp products. Um, it's not about getting high. It's about, for me, it's about medical use and pain relief. So also, if you're curious, that is, or somebody who could find relief with this channel, the link is again in the show more info box below this video. All right, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half acre homestead with a February update. Take care. God bless.